Your biggest decision in life, it's not what college you'll go to, it's not even who you marry, it's not what you do for a living. Your biggest decision is, are you going to get into trouble or stay out of trouble? A mindset, an association. The only reason I've made it this far in life is because there's been times where I intentionally made decisions to stay out of trouble. And there's also been times where I've been fortunate. Okay. But there are two different types of mindsets in life. A mindset that is, I'm looking to get into something, and a mindset of, let's get out of here. Avoiding trouble, avoiding conflict will be your greatest attribute. And that comes when you're dealing with a fight. Okay. One is walk away from a fight if you can. Two is, I remember one time when I was young, I had knocked someone on the ground and I had an opportunity to stomp them out. And I chose not to because I knew it would lead to more trouble. And someone said to me, Sam, you had him on the floor. Why didn't you pound him out? I said, because it's going to lead to more trouble down the road. Foresight, seeing beyond the initial conflict. Arguing with people in the house. Where's it going to get you? They're not going to change. Arguing with someone on the road. How hard it is to resist the urge to get in trouble when someone cuts you off. Look, there's a thing called maturity, okay, which we all fail when we're young. But the only way you make it gracefully and you grow is not just luck, and you'll need some luck, you'll need some grace. It's intentionally trying to stay out of trouble. I've had many people online say, oh, I'm always getting in trouble and I'm tired of it. Well, take accountability. Without accountability, your life sucks. Okay? And I can't fix it. Your parents can't fix it. The judge that you'll be standing for can't fix it. It doesn't mean you're responsible for everything. It means you're responsible for you. How you react. I remember at the job, I could have destroyed my career. I had opportunity. I walked away. And that's what saved me. And that's what got the other person in trouble. Walking away is a sign of honor. You say, I don't want to hear this. I want to hear about Florida. I want to hear about being debt free. I want to hear about magical stuff. Well, let me tell you something in life. There's not a lot of magic, but there's a lot of trouble. And life is hard enough. Don't make it harder on yourself. And when you are in doubt, like I often say with minimalism, when in doubt, don't buy. When you're in doubt whether or not you should lock heads with someone and argue, whether it's an argument at home, whether it's road rage, whether it's at the job, walk away. When in doubt, don't buy things. When in doubt, don't argue. Why? Because you'll look at your life and you'll say, it's only by the grace of God that I got out of certain situations. And you also look at your life and others around you and say, you know what? This person got into too much trouble, destroyed their life. Made their life harder than it needs to be. What's this channel about? Well, look, trying to do the best you can and get through this world as best you can. Your best life, not a perfect life. I got a cracked phone. I got a broken sunroof. Okay, I got bit by a jellyfish this week. I'm living in my car. Life's perfect. It's better. You focus on how do I make my life better? Staying in a very basic, simple lesson. And you remember this lesson when you are urged. Like I just had the urge to overeat. And I'll have something else before I go to bed. But I just had an urge to have a second cup of coffee and an egg sandwich at 6 o'clock at night. And I decided not to. Why? I'm going to get my stomach in trouble. Okay. I know I've been obese. I know I remember what it feels like to have acid reflux. Okay. Remember what it feels like when you get yourself in trouble with food. Someone left a comment on a video I made years ago talking about letting yourself go. Because in my 20s, I let myself go. I got obese and I enjoyed it. In my 30s, I got my health together. Get your health together when you're in your 30s. Because when you're in your 40s, you're done. Guys, when you're in your 40s, you're done. Oprah can't save you. Weight Watchers can't save you. None of that. The keto diet is for fat people that want to eat more fat. I can't tell you how many fat people I see on YouTube talking about the keto diet's over. Guys, the keto diet was in when Trump 2020 was in. Okay, Trump 2020, big failure. Okay, and the keto diet, double failure. Okay, I don't know how someone got convinced that I'm going to eat more fatty foods and I'm going to lose weight. Damn, these fat people buy into anything. Stay out of trouble in the kitchen. That's how I tell you. You say inspirational nomad, you got a wide ass. Yeah, I got a wide ass. But I make healthier decisions. I feel better. Okay. You can't have everything in life, okay? You got a wide ass, you're going to have a lot of money, okay? You got a small, tight ass, you're going to be broke as hell shopping at Dollar Tree. What do you want? Okay. You say, well, I'm fat and I'm shopping at the Dollar Tree. Well, hey, look, guys, figure out what you do have, okay? And stay the hell out of trouble. Because maybe you got a lot going on for you, but you keep getting in trouble. You're taking no responsibility, no accountability, and you're not trying to remember the pain. Stay out of trouble. A lot of people tonight, they're going to watch the fight. They're going to watch Tyson versus Roy Jones Jr. I think it's going to be a dud. Why? Because, guys, I grew up in the 80s and 90s, and every fight Mike Tyson had was a dud. You're better off just watching the highlights. It's either quick or it sucks. Every time we paid for pay-per-view when I was young, it was always a letdown watching a Mike Tyson fight. You know, people now, they watch the highlights on YouTube, and it's exciting. Yeah, the highlights are exciting because it was very magical, but the fight itself was a waste. Okay, and people are going to learn that tonight, watching two 50-year-old men fight. And that's what got Pac in trouble. He went to watch the Tyson fight, okay, and he got all riled up. Because when you get excited, you got a lot of energy. But if you don't focus that energy into productivity, it'll go into trouble. Because energy needs somewhere to go. I learned this in electrical theory. Electricity needs to go to ground. It needs to find a way, okay, to get down to the ground. Okay. So you either have to focus your energy on doing something productive, or your energy is going to naturally just go to something negative, to extinguish itself. Okay. And most people allow themselves to go to a negative place because it takes no resistance. Hey, guys, it takes no resistance to go tell someone to go F themselves. Hold on. Destitute Tennessee is in the building. You say inspirational nomad, I want to move to Tennessee. Okay. I applied for disability 3 times. I finally got it. Now I'm independent. I want to move to Tennessee. I'll tell you, hold the fuck up. Okay. Because Tennessee got more poor people than South Carolina. But they got Dave Ramsey. But Dave Ramsey bought all the acreage around his lake, and he don't want no poor people living by him. So you better follow the baby steps and get the fuck away from his lake house. Journey with Jordan, what's up, brother Sam? Yeah, see, I knew Journey with Jordan was coming back. Why? He watched my rich video today from Palm Beach, Florida, okay? One of the richest places in Florida, okay? And Journey with Jordan's family comes from Naples. Now, they moved to Tennessee. I don't know why completely, but let's read what Journey with Jordan got to say. Thank you very much, brother, for the gracious super chat. And he goes, Sam, I hope you are staying out of trouble in the MILF capital. Well, that's an excellent comment. All right, I'm going to finish reading it. Pussy will get you in trouble. Now, the penis will get you in trouble. Relationships, big trouble. That's why I recommend masturbating. Guys, before I flirt with a MILF, if I even decide to flirt with a MILF, I've already masturbated. Why? Because I'm going to think rationally, not irrationally. Hormones are a drug. Hormones are a drug. You want to stay out of trouble? Keep your penis in your pants. You want to stay out of trouble? When you're feeling sexy, don't go looking for compliments. I don't know from a woman's perspective. I was going to say eat chocolate and cheese, but I don't want to co-sign that either. All I can tell you is this, guys. There's no doubt about it. A lot of people, their life has gotten ruined because of hormonal instincts of just wanting to be with someone, whether it's emotional disability or a hormone disability, where they just let their instinct go and they didn't discipline themselves. They got in big trouble. Let's continue to read. He goes, I hope you're staying out of trouble in the MILF capital, West Palm Beach. Well, West Palm Beach, a little bad area. That may be the shooting capital. Palm Beach, the good area. In all seriousness, I love you, brother. I appreciate you. Hope you're all doing well, brother. Peace and blessing. Thank you, brother. Love to you and your family. I appreciate you. Journey with Jordan making big money now. I think he's still working in the IT/medical industry. 2 of the best industries out there, IT and medical. IT stands for information technology. Medical, you know what medical is, okay? I saw an episode of Joe Rogan would, Chappelle talking about he doesn't believe, well, he was basically saying, look, it'd be tough for me to take the vaccine. Why he said that, he was smoking a cigarette. If you're scared to take a vaccine, but you smoke cigarettes, it's crazy. Why? Because you're getting in trouble by smoking cigarettes. Cigarettes kill 500,000, 500,000 people a year. It's the most dangerous drug ever. Killed the most people ever. Number one underlining issue. And to not take a vaccine but to smoke cigarettes is to basically say, I'm going to go to Palm Beach and not be rich. It's impossible. You're not going to Palm Beach if you're not rich. And you're not going to avoid a medical issue by smoking and not taking a vaccine. You know, one way to stay out of trouble is don't drink and don't smoke cigarettes. What are the top two killers of preventable deaths? Cigarettes and alcohol. What's everyone going to do tonight? They're going to drink, they're going to smoke, they're going to watch Mike Tyson, they're going to overeat, and they're going to say, look, this is my enjoyment in life. You want me to have no joy? I say, look, that's a fair point. And I believe in freedom of choice. Okay, I don't believe Andrew Cuomo should tell you if you can smoke, drink, or whatever. But I believe that there's a healthier, better way in life, and I believe you got to start to think about that. Because cigarettes and the crowd that introduced them and not growing past them and alcohol is a disaster. Journey with Jordan, welcome to the Palm Beach Yacht Club, brother. What I can tell you is this, I don't even think they have yacht clubs in Tennessee. I think they got lake houses. Okay. But what I can tell you is this, brother, until you can get your money bag right and move back where you belong in Naples, Florida. You guys know I don't like the west coast of Florida. Why? Low energy. Gulf Coast, low energy, not diverse. But there's a lot, the best areas of the west coast of Florida are Naples and Marco Island. Okay. So what I can tell you is welcome. Yeah, Tony Guerrera from Canada. Love to you, brother. I tell you, man, Tony, good thing I know you, Tony, because I've met a couple of snotty Canadians in South Florida these past couple weeks. And if I didn't have the diverse experience of knowing a couple of great Canadians from YouTube, I say, damn, these Canadians uptight. I'm thinking to myself, why are you so uptight? You got universal health care. I guess that's not the answer to everything. Because I would think like they're running around happy, like I can get a knee replacement. It don't cost me. I can go here, I can go. But they weren't happy. They were nasty. I was like, come on, man, lighten up. So, Tony, thank God for showing me there are positive people in Canada. Journey with Jordan. Yes, I have a big-time member money now. Yes, with the IT job. Journey with Jordan is a great example of improving. Like me, I've tried to improve my life. I'm not perfect. There's a scripture that says, when I was young, I acted like a child and reasoned as a child. I got in a lot of trouble. Or some trouble, not a lot. But when I became an adult, I put away childish, troublish things. Journey with Jordan, very smart, bright guy with a lot to offer. He had a job, but he got in trouble at the job. He didn't walk away. Instead, he engaged in conflict. And like all of us, we get knocked on our ass in life. And he went into the nomad life. He was doing DoorDash. And he was starting to get his wind back under him. Because when you go through a failure, you got to take a step back. That's okay. But never stop or just know there's a time to re-engage. Even after you get in big trouble, you got to re-engage. And he did the DoorDash. He got his wind back under him. Then I said to Journey, you got too much talent to sell yourself short. And there's nothing wrong with being a full-time DoorDasher, nothing wrong with being a full-time Walmart greeter. But there is something wrong. If you got more potential to make more money, remember, if you have to sacrifice 40 hours of your week, make the maximum money. You know, I'm not saying do something you hate, but I'm saying don't sell yourself short. And Journey with Jordan said, you know what? I don't agree with everything this guy says because I love Tennessee. But I'll tell you this, you know what? I can do better. I'm going to do better. I'm going to learn. And now, guys, in 2 years from now, Journey with Jordan is going to be a manager, and he's going to be counseling one of his people that are under him. And he's going to tell him, look, I got in trouble when I was young. Okay. And I had to take a step back away from the corporate world. Okay. And I was doing DoorDash and I saw this guy on YouTube talking about masturbating in a sock and living in Florida paying no state income tax. And the one thing he told me was keep showing up and stay out of trouble. And never live below your potential. Live below your means, but up to your potential. You're never going to live up to your potential if you get in petty trouble. Now, there's some people that, look, they get through petty trouble and they're able to get through it. There's always exceptions, okay? But for me, a healthier life is trying. You can't always avoid it. You can't always avoid it. Try to stay out of trouble. Very simple lesson tonight. It's not exciting. I know. Believe me, guys. I know you guys just want to be entertained. You really don't want to hear life lessons. Me neither. But I don't want to overcomplicate the message because that's a disservice to you. Disservice to me. The message tonight is stay out of trouble because you're either getting into it or you're staying out of it. And what I can tell you is that's the message. Tony, the front row at a strip club has been saving your seat. Well, damn it, brother. I'll tell you, man. It's amazing in life, man, that I said it in my video today, and I appreciate you, Tony. I appreciate your journey. Look, you're definitely going to meet some bad people. But what I've met in life is I met them, but I've also met people that if you show yourself reliable, if you show yourself giving effort, and if you are able to be yourself and share the good, the bad, okay, and again, keep showing up, people want to see you succeed. Some people don't. But I'm saying that because I'm no different than you. So if you can remind yourself that you got some people in your life, they probably won't see you fail. But if you put effort into your life, if you keep showing up, there's going to be some people in your life, Tony, in your life journey with Jordan, they're going to want to see you succeed. And they're going to want to support you. They're going to want to save a seat for you at the front row at a strip club that turned to the yacht club. Because Cardi B was a stripper. Now she's an overpaid entertainer. And what am I? The same damn thing. Okay. Guys, I was making videos, okay, from shithole New Jersey. Now I'm making videos from the richest part of Florida. Okay. We done moved up. Okay. And what I can tell you is this, the old George Jefferson said moving on up to the east side of Manhattan. Okay, that's where Coconut and Dreams lives. I say moving on down to Southeast Florida. Why? Because again, there's no state income tax, there's better weather, and there's better MILFs, in my opinion. And with the coronavirus, Manhattan's done. Okay. And what I can tell you is when you're driving I-95 south, don't stop in South Carolina too long. Why? Not good. Okay. And what I can tell you is this, guys. When you come to Florida, don't go to the Panhandle. Why? Because, guys, it's pretty much like the overflow of Alabama. Not much good. Okay, not too good. I don't like the Panhandle. And what I can tell you is go southeast. Okay. Why? That's where it's popping. Let's continue. Tony, great talk so far tonight, Sam. I appreciate you. Appreciate me. Guys, I say, is this one going to hit? But then I say, look, this is what I feel in my soul. Let's go for it. Sam is really on the ball when it comes to having the right attitude towards work and money. Well, I appreciate that. Again, I acknowledge that I got the grace of God along the way. You have to acknowledge that we've made mistakes, we got grace, but you also have to acknowledge is you're able to persevere because you try to learn from those mistakes, you try to stay out of trouble, and you try to keep showing up. And both of those perspectives, where you're not too prideful that you did it on your own, but you're also you don't have a false humility that you didn't do some things that helped. And look, guys, at any moment, life can totally turn into a Duke emoji. I can make a video tomorrow and say, look, I hate life. It's over. And look, life can get hard enough for any of us. That's the book of Job told us. So I don't have pride that I figured it all out. But I'm going to celebrate a good day. And I'm going to celebrate a good message, okay? I'm going to strike a balance. Good job. Strike a pose. Tony, I'm just minding my own damn business. We're going to put that on a shirt. That's my favorite motto. We're going to put that on a shirt. I'm just minding my own damn business. If you can remember that quote, I think you'll do great in life. Great quote. Journey with Jordan, newest member. I heard the quote recently. The best revenge is becoming a success. I think Frank Sinatra said that. That's interesting. Shout out to Hoboken, New Jersey. It's a shithole. And Hackensack, New Jersey. Double shithole. And what I can tell you is this. Now Frank Sinatra hung around with some mob guys. Okay. And he went downhill, but he had enough talent to recoup from his losses. And I would a little bit disagree. I mean, it's a double-edged sword. Like, it is true. One is I don't want revenge. I would say though that it's good. Like, do I feel now, or have I ever felt like I want to show people what I can do? Well, I think when I was younger, you want to show off. I want to be honest. But I also want to say that, especially at this point in my life, I'm really not trying to show people, like, you know what I mean, I made it and you didn't. What I'm trying to do is stay healthy, keep healthy people around me, and push forward to my goals. Now, whether or not, like, to me, never engage with toxic people. Don't engage with toxic trolls. Don't engage with toxic family members. Keep it short and sweet. Why? You get into trouble when you debate a troll. You get into trouble when you try to show someone, I made it, bitch. You know, like, I like to have fun, but I like to be healthy. Mind, body, soul. And that's an interesting comment, Journey. And I would say, look, Frank Sinatra, he lived a little bit of a toxic life. He was a drinker. He hung around bad people. His talent overcame a lot. But I think I won't say the best revenge. I say the best way to live life is the healthiest way possible. Physically, mentally, emotionally, financially. So we don't physically eat out less. Chick-fil-A is the devil. The sugary drinks at Starbucks and Dunkin' Donuts. Guys, Palm Beach don't got Dunkin' Donuts. You say inspirational nomad, where are you? I am where there's no Walmart. There's no Walmarts in Palm Beach, guys. Okay, sorry. But financially healthy does not mean you're a rich prick shopping in Palm Beach. It simply means you got a savings account, you've paid off your debt, and you got income coming in. Okay. And if you're disabled, great, that's income. But, are you healthy? Are you smoking cigarettes, drinking alcohol, fucking around with drug addicts? So everyone's version of healthy is different. Okay. But do the best you can to be as healthy as possible. And even if that means going for a walk instead of having a beer and watching Mike Tyson. Guys, you think Mike Tyson care about you? You think Roy Jones care about you? Okay. You say, well, does inspirational nomad care about me? Well, hey, guys, look. I practice what I preach, okay? And what I've learned in life is, do the people who watch me care about me? I think everyone cares about, I think positive people care about positive people. I think negative people, some just are born with a certain wiring. Some have been hurt, and instead of taking that hurt and growing, they took that hurt and they lash out. And I think that we all care about each other, but I think we're all a little bit selfish. And so I don't really focus on, does this person love me? Does this person not? I just say, look, is it healthy? And I don't have too much expectation. I don't think people don't talk about me behind my back. Love yourself, and it really won't affect you if other people love you that much. And when you treat yourself well, you treat your body like a temple. Okay. You treat, your mind like a border. You got to enforce the borders of your mind. You treat your eating habits, with a mindfulness. Like, again, I almost had an extra egg sandwich before I went live. And I said, Sam, hold up, man. You need an extra egg sandwich? Because I know I'm going to have a salad a little bit after this live, after I take a shower. And I said, I don't want to do that. Then I'm going to have dookie in the morning, and I'm going to feel upset. See, sometimes just staying out of trouble is staying away from a second plate. You say inspirational moment. I don't do drugs. I work. I don't smoke. Did you eat a second plate or a third plate? I'm not saying you can't have a second plate, but I'm saying, did you overeat? Did you overindulge? I remember I was dating a girl. I was infatuated with her. And she goes, Sam, don't overindulge on me. I never heard someone say that. There's a lot of the obsessed people with me, they overindulge on me. So I understand the mindset. My mindset wasn't right. Let's continue. Tony Gilbert from Maryland, brother. Shout out to you, man. Sam, how's life? Well, saxophone emoji to you. Yeah, that's an interesting question, Tony. Well, again, I broke my phone this week. Well, my phone's not broken. I cracked the back of it, so thank God for that. My sunroof broke. I'll do a video on it next week. I had to order a new one today. And I got bit by a jellyfish. However, I'm healthy. I'm in Florida. And I have a lot to be grateful for. So Like you see, like how I broke down some things. I could say, and I'd be right to look. Everyone has good and bad. So how am I? Look, I'm blessed because I'm in Florida. I went in the beach today. I fully submerged in the Atlantic Ocean. I saw a pair of ass cheeks you just want to smack twice and then lick up and down. Like, remember that song? Let me lick you up and down until you say stop. What was that song? Let me play with your body, baby. Make you feel. I don't know what that song was. That was a good song. But I'll tell you right now, like Journey with Jordan said, doing that will get you in a lot of trouble. Sometimes when I see a beautiful woman and I can tell she may want to flirt, sometimes I just walk away. Why? I respectfully end the conversation because this is going to get me in trouble. If you ever meet someone and say, oh shit, they're trouble, get away from them. See, some girls I knew, they used to tell me they take that as a compliment. When a guy tells me, oh shit, you're trouble, they take that as a compliment. I say, oh, let me get away from this bitch. And you should say the same thing when you see a guy. And, he's got a Punisher emblem on the back of his truck. He's trouble. Stay away from trouble, guys. How's your week, Tony? And your day, Journey? Pride comes before haughty spirit. You know the scriptures and the fall. You got it. I don't agree with revenge. You got it. I think it's the best to just cut the negative people out to some extent. I totally agree. Don't play with toxic people. Why? Because you're playing a no-win game, an all-lose game. Toxic people, their last breath of air is to create drama in your life so you stay engaged with them. When you have an argument at the job, you got a coworker that doesn't do anything but cause problems. Now, sometimes you're in a season of life. Right now, I'm in the seasons of life. I don't have that much conflict at all, and I'm blessed to work with a great team. But there's been times where it's like we always had at least one bad person. And it's like they only thrived when there was conflict in the office. And I almost got caught into it. Thank God I walked away. And just like that, your career can change. Just like that, your life can change. So if you don't remember anything tonight, remember two things. When in doubt, get away from trouble. Don't engage in it. And when in doubt, don't have a third plate. Go live. Take a walk. And then if you're going to have another plate, let it be after a little bit. Remember, your stomach doesn't get full till after 30 minutes. I remember when I was a fat bastard, and I still got a wide ass, but I remember when I was a fat bastard, and I remember I was researching nutrition. Because until you start to read the back of the food label, you're screwed. You got to know what's in the food. You got to know this, not just the calorie count, the amount of sugar grams per serving, the amount of sodium, all that. And I remember I was reading up on nutrition, and one thing they said was your body's a machine. It has a respiratory system, a digestive system, a reproductive system. All systems need to function. And they function through movement. That's what I always tell you. If you're idle, not good. You got to keep your blood flowing. And the other thing is it takes a while for your systems to communicate through the nervous system back and forth to your brain and for your brain to register it. So you can eat a bucket of fried chicken and still feel hungry. Why? Because you're not giving your mind enough time to communicate. You're not giving your body, your digestive system, enough time to talk back through your nervous system to your brain and say, whoa, red light, this stomach has had enough. See, it takes about 30 minutes for your digestive system to report back to your mental system, to your nervous system. Okay. And what happens is because your digestive system is working a little bit slow, it's a little bit of a slow worker, your mind is working fast. Your mind's hyperproductive, your digestive system's, it's a little bit of slow person. They're working a night shift, they're a security guard, they're watching Netflix. So you got to think of your digestive system like the night shift Securitas officer. They ain't doing much, but they're still there keeping your body safe. Okay. And your mind is like the anal retentive first shift security officer that comes in and wants to know everything. Did you do this? Did you do that? But by the time they do the shift handover, you've already eaten 3 plates. And now your body's out of whack. Give your body time to report back to itself. That's a powerful message. Let's take a hydration break. Thank you, Journey for Jordan. Thank you, Tony from Maryland, Tony from Canada. And shout out to Kathy, also a new member. And yeah, I appreciate you guys, man. Look, I feel blessed to have people that are that watch, that support, that cheer me on. You know, I know I'm brash sometimes and I'm intense, and that's how I am. That's how I like to be. It's a real thing. It's not an act. But obviously, I like to have fun, and I'm grateful that I have this outlet, not just to share with you guys what I've learned in life or what I try to remind myself, because I still fail. But it's good that at the end of the day, it's part of my routine now that this is a social connection without the part of it that I don't like. Because you guys know I live pretty much by myself, and I like it like that. And this kind of keeps me out of trouble. Look, productivity keeps you out of idle time. And for me to fill my day with things that are either fun, enjoyable, side hustles, or part of my gift keeps me aligned with staying out of trouble. In your life, you will get in the most trouble when you're bored and lonely. When you're bored and lonely, trouble's a calling. Siren. Someone give me the siren emoji. Coconut Dreams, give me a siren emoji. Coconuts, did you see any gyms in Palm Beach? Guys, you don't see anything in Palm Beach. Why? Every house has a gate. Every house has large bushes. There's one high boutique shopping mall. There's no Walmarts. There's no Dollar Trees. There's no gyms. There's no Starbucks. Guys, Palm Beach, you send your servants out to go get you stuff and bring. Guys, Palm Beach, they got their own gym in their complex. Okay, these are not houses. These are complexes, guys. And I'm not talking about, like, you know what I mean, like bad compounds. These are compounds. So, guys, Palm Beach, a whole different beast. Okay, and I'm not talking about West Palm Beach. I'll do a video on that, guys. That's a big difference. Okay, I'm talking about Palm Beach on the ocean. There's a bridge that separates them. Big difference. Okay, and what I can tell you is this, guys. Not too many people have experienced luxury at a high level, poverty at a high level, and the regular middle class at a deep level. I have. And what I've learned is there's good and bad in everything. What I've learned is most people in life, if they choose to stay out of trouble, they will live a great life even if they're never super wealthy. But to stay out of trouble, and that may mean staying away from having too many kids, stay away from the wrong relationships, stay away from drugs. You know, guys, if you stay away from drugs and cigarettes, if you stay away from having too many kids, if you stay away from not getting with the wrong person, if you stay away from bad food, how much do you really need? Now, look, we all want more, but I'm just trying to make the point that while I would, one of my goals, obviously, is to retire early. It's to live off the money I've earned rather than have to work for it. And we all still work because to me, there's really no such thing as a passive investment. You say, well, my dividends are a passive investment. No, they're not. How was your mental health when the stock market went down 50% in March? Your mental health took a hit. Now, if you held on to them, I give people a lot of credit. Challenger, the workhorse, he held on to that. Coconut's got some Tesla stock. He held on to that. So, and you say, well, I don't believe in stocks. I have a multi-family complex. I rent out a two-family. Guys, I had a family member that has that. And what I can tell you is there's always something wrong. There's always something to fix. That's not passive. Nothing in life is passive. Even this YouTube channel. A lot of times that people follow me and people come, they join, it's because they know I'm reliable. That as long as I'm not really hurt or something's not wrong, I'm showing up every night. I show up on Christmas, on Hanukkah, on Kwanzaa, on Thanksgiving. I'll do bar mitzvahs if you'll PayPal me $10,000. I'll come to your divorce hearing if you'll PayPal me $20,000. I show up. And some people, they simply fail. They get in trouble because they don't show up, and then they resent people that show up and charge a fee. I have one guy on YouTube, he lives in his van, and he blasts everyone who monetized their channel, but he doesn't work, okay? And he hangs around bad areas, and he's always getting in trouble, always getting shit stolen, always getting in trouble. And he resents people that show up and other people can count on. Guys, people are going to resent you when you show up to your job and you get a promotion. Most will support you. Some will resent you. People that you grow up with, they'll resent you when you no longer do reckless things. Get ready to feel some people hate. Most people will celebrate. But what I can tell you is this. When you've sacrificed, when you've earned, and you got a little lucky, gotta say both. Can't be too prideful. Don't feel guilty about being rich. Coconut Dreams, don't feel guilty about being rich. Journey with Jordan, now that you're rich, and you ain't pay, you're in Tennessee, land of the destitute, but now you're really rich. Because most people in Tennessee poor. So you just make a little bit of money, you Dave Ramsey. Now, Journey with Jordan, he telling people baby steps and shit. He like, look at this destitute bastard on baby step 2. Journey with Jordan on baby step 20, man. Which baby step 20? Well, get a manager promotion, an IT job, work remote, and get back down to Naples. Okay, that's baby step 20. Guys, I'm on baby step 2000. What's that? You ain't want to know. You guys ain't ready for baby step 2000. Okay. Let's continue. Journey. Most expensive sheetrock prisons money can buy. Well, when I think about a home base, I think about, is that a gated community for my pleasure, or is that a gated community to keep me trapped in there? However, I do prefer a gated community. Why? Guys, look, if I'm going to pay for a home base, whether RV lot or mobile home, I want gates, okay? Now, if I would sacrifice, I would say if there wasn't gates, that'd be okay, but look, I may buy a home base if I find the right deal. I was almost going to make an offer on something else, and it went off the market. Guys, inflation out the wazoo right now. Inflation out the wazoo. But I'm not going to be impatient. I follow my rules. I wait 3 days before I make a decision on any big purchase. How do you get in trouble? You go on a car lot, you get emotional, and you buy a car. How do you get in trouble? You see the first house, you get emotional, you buy it. Always wait 48 to 72 hours before buying anything that's over $5,000. Okay. Some people, they sit there and debate sometimes. Should I hit the blue join button? Should I hit it? It's 33 cents a day and you can cancel anytime. If you sign up for 70 months of car payments, you can't cancel. And it's a lot more than 33 cents a day. So what I can tell you is this, guys. You have to think about, what type of commitment am I getting in? Like, people not really in a long-term commitment with me. I mean, you guys know, like, yeah, this guy helped me, I'm helping this. Nah, I'm tired of him. Like, when you buy a home base, when you buy a car, when you buy an RV, it's not like clicking that blue join button. Oh, it's a whole nother level. You might get yourself in trouble. Okay. A lot of people get in trouble with long-term financial commitments. They got it right where they didn't smoke, they didn't drink, they didn't marry a psychopath, but they got it wrong when they saw the new Chevy pickup truck, and it had all black, and they said, oh shit, I want a Chevy pickup. They ain't hauled stuff in a long time. And they got screwed. And guys, have I ever got screwed? Yeah. Guys, I'm human. Sometimes people see me in real life, they go, Inspirational Nomad, is that you? And I'm like, I'm trying to be on the low. But then they realize I'm just human. I heard a story today where a kid from Kid and Play had known Michael Jordan, and they were friends for years. He met Michael Jordan's parents, and one day he wanted Michael Jordan to sign something. Like, oh, can you sign this jersey for me? And he said, I learned a lesson there. Michael Jordan, he looked at me like I was crazy because I knew him. But for some reason, even though I knew him, I looked up to him like he was a superhero. But he was just a human. Michael Jordan's just a tall person that's talented. He's not like this magical guy. See, a lot of men going their own way, what they did was they put the pussy on this magical aura. Like the pussy had a purple oracle with sparkles. It was a unicorn. That's why every time a men going their own way guy, every time they see a unicorn, they get upset. Because they go, it's not a unicorn. I know it's not a unicorn. But you thought it was a unicorn. But what I can tell you is this, guys, unicorns don't exist. If they do, they're transgenders. Okay? And what I can tell you is this, guys, if you think, you about to have a magical popsicle, well, if you get in a relationship with a transgender, yeah. Okay? And what I can tell you is this, guys, I'm single for life. I'm not transgender, even though I stand for equal rights. And people are just human. Some can play basketball. Some can have the gift of gab. Some are great hedge fund managers. And some are great hustlers. Everyone's a different thing. Find out what you're good at. Do what you don't want to do to earn money. Then on your side, do what you love. Manage your risk and try to make something magical happen. Good job. Coconuts, that's a magical emoji, brother. What's that, man? I don't know what that is. What's that purple thing, man? That looks good. Coconuts. What's the biggest difference between Boca? Good question. Boca, West Palm Beach, and Palm Beach. Boca, in most areas, is upper middle class to lightly wealthy people. West Palm Beach has some working class communities, some lower class communities. Definitely on the fringe of some poor and homeless areas in West Palm. And again, there's some middle class areas the more you go west. Palm Beach is the elite 1% of society. I'm talking about beachside Palm Beach. Big difference. So most people, even if they become upper middle class, they're going to Boca Raton. They're not going to Palm Beach. Guys, in your lifetime, you will probably know no one who owns property on Palm Beach, not West Palm Beach. Like I had someone tell me this summer on the Jersey Shore, oh yeah, I got a family member in Palm Beach right by Mar-a-Lago. I said, no you don't. No you got family on West Palm Beach, okay? Big difference, guys. And West Palm Beach, nice, but it's not Palm Beach, guys. You don't know. Guys, people who live on Palm Beach, they look at a Tesla like a Honda Civic. Okay? When you live on Palm Beach, Tesla's a Honda Accord. When you live on West Palm Beach, guys, when you live on Palm Beach, guys, a Tesla is like a Subaru, okay? It's for working class people or upper middle class. They buy a Tesla, they think they made it. And everyone in Palm Beach, they're riding around Rolls Royces. Or they got a beat up Toyota Prius in their driveway, but what you don't see is in their garages, they got a lot of other cars, old school cars. Because they're on the low, because these guys are you don't want to know these guys. They don't want you to know them. Like, guys, someone driving a Tesla, they want you to know them. They want you to know, I made it to the upper class. Okay, I did good with my investments. Okay, I married a Canadian, now I drive a Tesla. Guys, people on Palm Beach, they don't want you to know who they are, man. That's why they got big hedges. Okay, they don't want you to know who they are. Big difference. You know, so what I can tell you guys, Boca Raton's a little crowded, a little snotty. Okay. West Palm Beach, not that popping. Palm Beach, it's the ultra wealthy. So try to find some outskirts of those areas and be a little bit in the cut, but close to money, and it's a go. That's what I'll tell you. Coconut, Tyson fight tonight. It's going to be a disappointment. I grew up in the 80s and 90s, and every Tyson fight was a disappointment. Why? Because they either end quick, or if they don't end quick, it's not exciting. Tyson is only good if you watch his highlights on YouTube, not if you pay $50 for pay-per-view. You say inspirational nomad. I drive a Tesla. I live in upper middle class. I don't have a problem with $50. I understand that. But all I'm trying to tell you is, I think it's going to be a big disappointment. Now, am I going to watch it? I'll watch the replay. Or if someone live streams it on YouTube, but I'm not going to pay for it. I'm a cheap bastard. I'm saving my money for a home base, my investments, or whatever it may be. So, am I trying to get to the 1% of society? No, not really. But I could handle myself if I was. I'm trying to get, but more or less sustain long-term financial independence. My target is not to drive a certain car. I've been in that season of life. My target is not to own great luxury, even though I want to live in a nice area. It doesn't have to be a luxury. My target is to live light, live simple, have my money be an outlet for my freedom, not for my obsession. Okay. And so, that's kind of my thoughts. Good questions. Journey. That's true. I saw a Mercedes G-Wagon in your video today. That car starts at $200K. Journey with Jordan knows he's from Naples, man. Naples, I think technically Naples is one of the wealthiest. I don't think it's as wealthy as Palm Beach, but it's definitely one of the wealthiest towns in Florida. And I'll tell you guys, if you're hell-bent on living on the west coast of Florida, you want to go to Naples or Marcos Island, okay? Those are the best areas, okay? You say, what about Sanibel Island? It's boring. I almost got bit by an alligator. You say, what about Sarasota? I had a troll from Sarasota, even though I know a nice person I work with from Sarasota. You say, what about Tampa? Guys, Tampa's where you go to watch the Super Bowl, not where you go to live. Okay. What about Destin, Florida? I heard the beaches are white sandy. Guys, it's all people taking a vacation from Alabama. So, I want the Caribbean vibe, and that's East Coast journey. Definitely a lot of old money in Naples. Yeah, Naples is old money. Naples is, you weren't born with extreme privilege, but you're probably second generational money or third generational, and you were upper middle class most of your life. And, you're not like super wealthy, but money was never a big issue, and so, or it's also a lot of vacation homes. It's a lot of middle class people that finally retired. They bought a vacation home there and they want to feel like they're wealthy. They want to buy a Tesla. They want to live in Naples and they want to act like they're in Palm Beach. There's nothing wrong with any of that, guys. I've done the show and I like Naples and I'm not mad at Teslas. If you say, Sam, would you rather have a Tesla or a Honda Accord? I'd rather have a Tesla, but I don't really want a Tesla. I do want a hybrid plug-in if I stay as a nomad. If I stay as a nomad, I was looking at the Kiro Nero plug-in, but it doesn't inspire me. Because look, the only thing that the hybrid plug-in does, it gives you that climate control and allows you another place to stealth park. Don't stealth park in Palm Beach, guys. You could get in trouble. But if I buy a home base, it doesn't make sense to do that. It makes sense to just keep this car or get a Kia Soul eventually. Why? Because I don't want to waste money. I want to be financially independent. I want to be able to retire early on my terms. That means something to me. Why? Look, because at this point in my life, as a 40-year-old man, I'm trying to stay out of trouble. I'm trying to stay in the money. I'm trying to stay simple. I'm trying to stay away from toxic relationships. And that's it. Journey. There's only one small area of Naples where billionaires own property. Where's that? Is that by the Venetian? You know where the Venetian is, brother? I forgot what area it was called, but it was on the canal. Probably by the Venetian. I did a live feed from there. I had a MILF try to holler at me. YouTube search, Inspirational Nomad, the Venetian. Yeah, I had an old MILF try to holler at me. She was all right. She was pretty cute. But, look, do you need to be ultra rich to be happy? No. Are you going to be happy if you're poor? Look, I know some poor people that are happy. I know some poor people that are miserable. I think, look, you need a certain amount of money where you're not stressing all the time about it. And then I think you need your health. And I think you need to fill your day with things that are inspiring. You need to be in an environment that's inspiring. Like if you say Inspirational Nomad, I'm going to make you a millionaire. I'm Coconut and Dreams. I got an extra 10 million. Okay. I'm going to give you 2 million. But you have to come live in upstate New York. Huh. I said, well, guess I'm going to keep doing YouTube. I'm dead serious. I am dead serious, guys, right now. If someone said, Inspirational Nomad, you can keep doing what you're doing and live as you're living now, or I can give you $2 million, but you have to come and live in upstate New York the rest of your life. You never have to work again. You can let that build investments or whatever. I said, no, I'm not interested. I'm dead serious. I'm gonna do another live feed told about I turned down $2 million. Because in my mind, I just turned down $2 million. That would have got more people in here than staying out of trouble. Damn it. Why didn't I think of that earlier? Don't matter. I showed up. Showing up is the biggest part of your day. Reliability and being effective is more important than being super creative. I had someone write a great comment. I wish I remember their tag name. We were talking about living in a car or minimalism, and they said, well, one good thing about sacrifice is it births creativity. And I said, you know what? That's an excellent comment. When you sacrifice, there's a level of creativity because you're automatically innovative. You know, one thing about America is we don't have universal health care. We don't have some social programs. Even though you'll never starve to death, you're never going to go hungry. But America kind of wants you keep you a little bit on edge because that births innovation and that births creativity. And that's why America is the most innovative, more than China, the most creative, the most magical place. Okay? Now, there's some imbalances in the system where I think we need to balance it out, because I do think basic health care is a right, etc. But I'm just trying to say there is something to say about when you sacrifice a little bit, you got an edge. And when you got an edge, you're a little bit more creative, you got a little bit more tenacity. Now, some people, what they do, how they lose their edge is they drink. Have you ever heard the term like, oh, I'm drinking to take off the edge? Or they smoke weed now because it's legal. Or they eat a third plate of Chipotle because it's the Tyson fight. And now the very thing that would have taken them to the promised land, their edge, the very thing that would have made them get another hustle, the very thing that would have made them use their creative gifts, now they got to go take another dookie. They don't have their edge. You need your edge. You need eye of the tiger. Like I told you in the video today, you guys, you don't get to Palm Beach like, going shopping at Target in your dirty flip-flops, dragging, you got to be so damn focused. Okay. You got to say, why am I going to Target? Fuck Target. I'm going for a walk. I hate Target. I hate Walmart. I only go there. I'm going to do I thought of another good video title. You should treat Walmart and Target like the hospital. You should only go there if there's an emergency. Never go and just linger around Target or Walmart. They'll keep you poor. You should only go to the store if you have to buy something. If you have a specific reason. And what I've learned for 4 years living out of a car out of one bag, I got one bag of clothes, guys, is that, once in a while I got to go in Walmart and get one thing or something, and now I don't even go to Walmart. Why? I'd rather spend an extra $1 and go to Walgreens or something. It's not worth the aggravation. But even when I go to Walmart, like, I got to get one thing at Walgreens. You know what I got to get? Suntan lotion. And I wait till I'm all the way out. I don't buy 5 cans of suntan lotion. Okay. Buying in bulk leads to waste and regret. You know who's the poorest people? People that got a membership at Costco. They're too cheap to be a member of Inspirational Nomad, but they got a membership to Costco. And that's why they broke, because they're buying in bulk, they're overeating, and they're wasting their money. Okay. Kathy, what's up, Kathy? Oh, Tony, I skipped you. Kathy, great to see you again. We're going to come back to you. Tony, what if Rusty from Texas offers you $10 million to be his roommate in this teardrop trailer? Hell to the no. You saw his exciting video. I love Rusty, and I want to say, well, look, I disagree with some of his things politically, but I'm sure people disagree with me, so that's fair. I want to acknowledge that Rusty was one of the first people that inspired me about living in a car, etc., and YouTube, etc. So I want to show respect. But I want to say that, guys, did you see the video of like doing exercises in a small space today? Look, he's a 75-year-old guy, and, he lives a certain life. So I don't want to be disrespectful, but no. I almost had acid reflux. To answer your question without being too smart, no, but I respect what he did for me. Kathy, great to see you again. Thank you for joining yesterday. Appreciate you. Kathy says, I am satisfied with a financial independent life and enjoying my freedom. Excellent words. I love independence. I love freedom. I love health. And you can only attain freedom, independence, and health through staying out of trouble. I know people that messed up their money bag just getting in trouble. They were smart enough, they were talented enough, but they got into some shit. Now, I will acknowledge one of my viewers, Internally Inspired, good guy, I like this guy, from PSL, Treasure Coast. He said, look, at any moment, he did a video the other day, at any moment, any of us can lose our health, we can get sued, we can lose all our money, and that's true. At any time, we can lose everything we have, our health, our money, that's true. Well, my sunroof flew off yesterday, it could have hit someone, killed them, and I got sued, I got insurance, but it could have been a disaster. But at the same time, you have to still enjoy and have goals. You can't have a mind, this is where you start to mind fuck life and overthink life. And this is where it becomes dangerous to overthink. Is if you get so overwhelmed that if you work hard, if you obtain certain things, they can still be taken away from you, you'll never have goals. And that's how you can also physically let yourself go. You say, well, we're all going to die. I had some lady write me today. We're all going to die. I'm just going to let my body go. Look, that's true. I'm not going to lie to you, but your quality of life is going to suck. It's better to be healthy and have goals, but I'm not mad at anyone that wants to give up because I understand life. I'm not one of these people who think like I heard Vlad say it today, I think on one of his interviews, Vlad TV. He said, I don't understand how people can commit suicide. I love life. I don't love this world. I understand how people commit suicide. I do. I can feel that pain. But obviously I don't co-sign it. I understand it. I would probably never do it. I mean, you never know, though. Any of us got in a bad situation. But I understand how people say, look, this life, because I feel it too. But I try to focus on going forward, okay? And part of me, I'm connecting with Kathy on this comment she wrote, is that I have this, one of the things that keeps me going is I want to continue to work on my financial independence. I want to continue to do things that are fun and creative. I like doing what I'm doing on YouTube. I like living by the beach. I may add the home base. I'll add another element. Maybe not. And you say, well, inspirational nomad. I think my man Coconuts asked me because I think he's financially independent. He goes, so what if you get to a point where you don't have to work, you don't have to do YouTube? Well, I think I've built up such good habits, financially, physically, mentally, relationship-wise, the environment, that I would be able to adapt. See, adaptation is the X. It's the missing thing in the equation. So you say, inspirational nomad, I understand you get this problem, but what if I add this problem? Well, add the symbol X. Add adaptation. When you have good habits and the grace of God, I don't take full credit for everything because I realize, even though I curse God sometimes, I do. I think when you have a mind that's willing to adapt, you stay out of trouble, you don't get into trouble. So if I never had to do anything again, including never do YouTube, I may still do YouTube. I don't know. We'll see. I probably would still stay out of trouble because I know how to manage my time. I know how to stay productive. I know how to make the most out of my day as best I can. And that changed. My best day used to be going to play basketball, going to eat chicken, then going to the strip club. Okay. So, guys, I don't go to the strip club anymore. I don't eat fried chicken anymore. Okay? I don't go to church no more. I changed. I adapted. I don't go in the office anymore. I adapted. Some people can adapt. They're Al Bundy. What did Al Bundy suffer from? Lack of adaptation. The reason why Al Bundy stayed a salesman in a shoe store, the reason why he lived an uninspired life was not because he was dead broke, because he was just a working class, lower class. But he didn't have a mind of adapting. He kept talking about high school football. And that kept him in trouble. It kept him from growing. Well, even if you gave Al Bundy $1 million or $20 million, because you got to put inflation. Like if you gave Al Bundy $1 million in the 80s, he'd be straight. If you gave him $1 million now, he'd still be shopping at Walmart. Why? Because inflation, guys, Federal Reserve. Look up the Federal Reserve, guys. I don't even know if you guys are paying attention. But if you gave Al Bundy $100 million today with his same mindset, what would he do? He would buy a bunch of weenie tots. Remember Ralph Cramden from the movie, from the show The Honeymooners? Anytime he ran to money, he would do a get-rich-quick scheme. Now, look, he was basically like the broke Elon Musk. So I'm not saying you shouldn't try to take risks, and you should fail. It's good to fail. It's good to take risks. But you have to try to progressively get better. So I'm not mad at Ralph Cramden for trying to be an entrepreneur. But he didn't learn to reduce his risk and mitigate his liability. He just kept taking wild shots in the dark. Because I believe Ralph Cramden would not have been a bus driver his entire life if some of the inventions, he would have mitigated some of his risk. Because he didn't have children. He didn't have big overhead, didn't have a big house. So he had a lot going for him. But when he would try to go on a venture, he would just blindly shoot for it and go all in. See, what you learn day trading is don't use all your margin in one trade. Increments. Okay. So let's take a hydration break. Thank you to all of you. It was love to Journey with Jordan, the newest member, Kathy, Tony, both Tonys, coconuts. Thank you and gratitude. Go back live comments. Coconuts. If I leave New York, I will lose a lot of money. Why is that, brother? But what I will gain in the lifestyle of palm trees and coconuts, I feel priceless. Quality of life matters. I would sacrifice some money. Well, let me finish reading your comment. I'm going to talk about this great comment. He goes, time on earth is very short. I agree with that. Average life expectancy is 80 years old. Never get back a day. Excellent comment. We got a couple things to talk about. Coconuts, great comment. Fire emoji. Drop the mic. Coconuts. Drop the mic emoji. Custom member emoji. Journey with Jordan. Give him the drop the mic emoji. Any member in here, give him the drop the mic emoji. Why? We're going to talk about this comment. Florida does have a lower pay scale. Okay. And depending on your situation, I was almost faced with it. I eventually got a job transfer, but I was getting ready if I wasn't going to get a job transfer to take less money. Why? Because of quality of life. And there's nothing wrong with taking less money if you've calculated the cost for your living expenses, you figured out where you want to live, how much it's going to cost, you have your emergency fund, and, this is a lifestyle you're willing to live. If I never got a job transfer, I would not still be in New Jersey. I would have basically changed companies or changed something. Some people ask me, well, why are you doing DoorDash? Why are you doing this? I did all that along the journey to figure out if something happens or if I needed to make a move. I need baseline data of my own personal experience in the areas I want to be on how to sustain the lifestyle I want. Like when you watch The Karate Kid, the original movie from the 1980s, when Daniel-san was painting the fence, when he was waxing the car, everyone said to him, Daniel-san said to Mr. Miyagi, why are you telling me to do this? It doesn't make sense. And he goes, don't worry, Daniel-san. You learn one day. They saw me doing DoorDash. They said, why are you doing this? They saw me doing YouTube. Why are you sharing your life? I said, don't worry, Daniel-san. Watch me do this. Now they see me in Palm Beach. And I tell them this. Your best life is a series of building up experience, positioning yourself well, being willing to take less to make more in quality of life, and being patient, and doing things scared and hurt. I know some people right now, they're watching me from Massachusetts, from Idaho, from the Pacific Northwest, from Michigan, from Iowa, from Tennessee. And they say, you know what? One day, from New York City, I don't want to live the life this guy's living. I don't want to live in my car, but I want to live in Florida. I had a great view of Mark from upstate New York. He's waiting for him to be able to retire to move to Florida. And I said, look, just see if you can get a job transfer or if you can cash out and get another job down here. Because I don't know how long you want to wait, like Coconut says, because every year you get older. Every day you get older. I thought about today when I was climbing out of the Atlantic Ocean and I was stepping on seashells. It hurts. Guys, when you step on seashells, and there's a bunch in this nice area of Florida, it hurts. It's not fun. But that's how you get in and out of the ocean. And I said to myself, if I was 70 years old, I would not want to do this. Guys, when I was 20 years old, I wanted to do a lot of things. Now that I'm 40, I don't want to do those things. Again, I don't want to go play a full court game of basketball. I don't want to play football. I don't want to play online gaming. There's nothing wrong with those things, but I don't want to do them anymore. Why am I saying that? Because another 20 years from now, I'm not going to be wanting to do certain things I do now. Time passes. Things change. You change. And if you don't live urgently, your life passes by. And you become Al Bundy. Don't become Al Bundy. Sell your house in Chicago. Oh, Kathy's from Chicago, I think. Kathy knows about Al Bundy. I would say sell your house in Chicago. Secure a job in Florida, or figure out your disability or your retirement or whatever you got. And like I said, I know some people, they work so hard to get disability. Applied 3 times. They spoke to so many different lawyers. They put so much energy and diligence. And now, if you ask them to do something, they'll take 20 days. I said, where is that same energy you had in applying for disability? Where's that focus? And that's why I said, well, I'm fucking with them. I can understand, like, if they had a real issue, and I think they do have a real issue, I'm glad they got disability. But I saw how intense they were, how much work they put into getting it. And then as soon as they got it, they just did like this. And guys, look, I understand that. Look, if I become financially independent, and when I got out of obesity, I took a notch down. But you still see a focus in managing my day. Because even if you're financially independent, whether you're living off disability or you're living on dividends, I'm going to do a live video about that. I'm going to do a live feed called that. Damn it, why didn't I think of this? Whether you're living off disability or you're living off dividends, you still have to manage your time. You still have to manage your day. Because if you have all the money in the world, but you don't do anything all day, you're screwed. And if you have enough to live and eat, and you don't have to work, but you don't do anything, you just sit in your bed, you're screwed. You're not disabled, you're dead. You're not dividend king, you're Donald Duck. You're done. I'll tell you this, the biggest way to get into trouble is to stay idle. I've never met an inspired idle person. Never. Not once in my life. Not rich, not poor, not middle class. Guys, I've been in luxury and I've been in bad neighborhoods. And what I can tell you is, you're gonna get in trouble if you ain't doing shit. And get away from people that are getting in trouble. Go do your own thing. Never be scared to go do your own thing. Because that's how you figure out who you are. And that's how you build up a confidence. Say, you know what? I'm not going to mess with them no more. See, sometimes when people are lonely, that's another way they get in trouble. They reach out to people that they know they're trouble, but they talk to them. And I'll tell you this, guys, and that's why I don't keep relationships just if someone wants to talk, because that's not a valid enough excuse for me. I don't want our relationship, we could just talk. No, we got to be building something. Okay. Because again, not just money, I've blocked members, I've blocked super chatters. I did it the other night, you guys saw it. We have to connect that we're building something and we're not beating each other up. Because if we're fighting each other, if I'm fighting my inner circle, I'm getting in trouble. My energy changes, my demeanor changes, and their energy changes. And guys, energy is very valuable. The focused energy can get a lot done. Dispersed energy, not get a lot done. You're going to be dispersed camping. I hate dispersed camping. What's that? What I share with you guys, I want it to be exciting, but I want it to be simple. Again, for me too, because I don't like complex, I like simple. And the simple truth is, you're going to get in a lot of trouble if you don't manage your day. ESP! Well, ESP's in the building. We got the after hour strip club. All the way from Alaska, okay? All the way from Alaska. I'm not going to say it. I pray. I'm going to stay positive. Let's stay positive. Let's stay positive, Sam. I had to catch myself. I was going to go negative. I said, Tim, don't get in trouble. I say positive. I love you, ESP. ESP's a good woman, smart woman. She's going to live her best life. She's going to get through this winter. Sometimes you say inspirational nomad. I waited too long to get out of New Jersey. Now I'm stuck here for another winter. Look, I understand. I've been there. So what should you do? Number one, sell your house. If you don't want to live where you're at right now and you still own a house, guys, I sold my house in New Jersey 2 years before I moved out of New Jersey. Why? Because I didn't need to wait for inflation. You said, well, if you would have held your house, you would have made $15,000 more. Guys, I would have lost 4 years of my life. You keep the $50,000. Keep it. Like my man Coconut says, guys, there's a time to make money and there's a time to walk away from money. Okay. And I'll tell you right now, like my man Journey with Jordan said, is your house a prison or is it an asset? I told some Starbucks, this is a hard-working Starbucks lady. I see her there a long time. She's a very good lady, hard-working lady. I saw her in Starbucks the other day. Every time I see her, she working like 3 jobs. She like me, very hustler. But she always telling me about, she got like this little farmland. She always working on her property. And I told her when I went to the Starbucks window at 5 a.m. I wake up at 5 a.m., super freaks. I'm the first one in the Starbucks line and drive-thru. So I told her after I got my coffee, I said, let me tell you something. You know what today's lesson is? Because I give them the live feed, just a short version. I say, you know what today's lesson is? Remember, you own your house. Your house don't own you. Damn, I should have labeled this live feed that. A lot more people will watch. If you're anyone out there that owns a house, I want you to remember this. See, a lot of people, they don't realize this. I want you to remember that you own your house. Your house does not own you. Some of you guys are house whipped. Cameron, I was just going to say something about men going their own way and pussy whipped. Good timing, brother. Cameron, I want you to type this in the live feed because I think there's some people that are house whipped. Cameron, what's the definition of men going their own way for people that are obsessed with their house? Okay? Because some people, they got so house whipped. They're at Home Depot every weekend. They don't even know there's a Tyson fight tonight. They're out there buying quad outlets. They're out there buying recessed lighting. I don't know why. Their house is a prison. Cameron says, called a mortgage. Well, we know mortgage comes from the term death pledge. Well, you say inspirational nomad, I bought my house cash. Well, okay. As long as you got your savings account, okay, fully funded, you got no debt, you want to buy a house cash, I'm not mad at that. But even if you buy your house cash, is it a magnet or is it a multiplier of your happiness? Like some people say, yeah, I'm in a good relationship. It's a healthy relationship. Okay, well, that's good because we know a toxic relationship is getting in big trouble. So, but here's the key thing. So you say, well, I'm not in a toxic relationship. I'm in a healthy relationship. Okay, but is it multiplying your happiness or is it just a healthy relationship? See, for me, guys, I got to be inspired. I had a guy, good guy, shout to Seth and his wife or his friend that saw me in New Jersey. They met me in real life. And I appreciate they were positive people. And they go, one thing he said, I respect your passion. And I appreciate that. And, like when I looked at the Keo Nero plugin online, I said, it fits all the criteria if I would stay a nomad, but I'm not passionate about it. See, passion matters. I remember when I got to my late 20s and I was debating on if I should ever get into a relationship again, I was having a lot of people in society say, well, the best relationships are someone you're just a friend with. Relationships are best when they're your best friend. And I said, well, maybe that's the problem. Maybe I've been dating people that I've just been trying to get with and I look good. Maybe I should date a friend. And then you know who taught me a valuable lesson? My Asian eye doctor. Hot girl. Hot lady. Hot MILF. So I went for my eye exam because, I got health insurance. Okay, I'm not destitute. So I go for my eye exam. I do all the eye stuff. I got contacts. And we start talking because, I got the gift of gab. You guys know that. So I start talking. And I tell her, well, I say, I've been looking at, relationships and stuff, but I'm getting to a point in life where maybe it's just best to be in a relationship with someone who's friends, so it's healthy. And she had a little bit of action. She goes, okay, yeah. And she goes, but you got to have some passion. You got to have some passion. And the first time I heard someone say it like that, so you got to have some passion. Do you just want someone to sleep in the bed with you? I mean, I'm not talking about sex either. This is not about sex. You can add that, but I'm not talking about anything like sexual. I'm just talking about passion. And something has to be healthy, but you also have to be excited about it. And I'm not giving relationship advice, guys, because I'm single. I'm just giving general life advice. That I look at that now, again, as I try to mature and get better for me. Again, not everyone wants to live like me. I respect that. But when I look at home bases, and when I look at new vehicles, and when I look at RVs, the number one thing I look at is it below my means, and can I afford it and still maintain my financial objectives? Why? Because that's healthy. I don't want to buy a home base or buy a car or buy an RV and it be unhealthy, because then it's not worth it no matter what. So that's the first check of my emotions, okay, and my goals. Then after that, like I've found home bases that I could afford. I've found RVs, I found cars. But after that, I'm not passionate about it. It doesn't, like I look at the home bases, I look at the cars, I look at the RVs, like some people, they're buying RVs. There's nothing in inventory other than ugly ass RVs that no one can sell. I'm not going to buy an RV like that. I'm not going to buy a home base that, it's still on the market because no one wanted this lot in this area. So you have to go through your checklist. It should be healthy. It should be below your means. You should be evenly yoked. But you also got to have some spark. You got to have some excitement about life. Okay. Like Coconut Dreams, like, look, he's going to be financially straight whether he lives in Manhattan or Florida. And yeah, he may lose a little bit of his net worth if he lives in Florida, but if it's more passion, it's worth it. So I think we get into trouble when we forget about our passion. Now, look, I think we get into trouble if we just follow our passion and we don't do the math, we don't count the cost, we don't know the science. You always got to count the cost, like Jesus said. You always got to know the math. You always got to know the data. After that, you have to ask yourself, does this inspire me? Does it make me passionate? Because if you're not passionate, you're going to get yourself in trouble. Here's why. If there's no passion, there's resentment. If there's no passion, there's no purpose. If there's no passion, there's no sacrifice. If there's no sacrifice, there's no creativity. If there's no creativity, there's no life. Have you ever seen the movie The Notebook? Horror movie. It's about this indecisive girl who tried to pick between a poor working guy and a rich wealthy guy. Now, she chose the poor working class guy. This guy renovated her house. He did everything. And at the end of her life, she forgot about him. It was a disaster. But one part of the movie that I liked, in the movie The Notebook, I don't recommend you watch it, but if you got nothing else to do, go ahead and watch it. In this one part of the movie, I think it was in the beginning, the woman stopped painting when she was with the richer guy. This guy was nice, treated her well, but she had lost her edge. She lost her passion because even though he was nice, he was a friend, he treated her with respect, there was no passion. And when you don't have passion, you don't want to draw. Like guys, when when you having good sex, you want to go, you want to go build a house. When you having good sex, you want to paint everything. When you live in where you want to live, you want to do a life, eat, and sweat. When you're mowing your lawn in upstate New York, you're going to die. You got to have passion. You got to have passion. Kathy, I agree. Life is short. And there should be passion once in a while. Yeah. Look, I acknowledge that as we get older, whether it's passionate sex or our energy or whatever, look, all that tapers down. So I certainly would not tell a 75-year-old senior, okay, where's your passion? Okay. But I certainly would not tell a 75-year-old senior sit in the corner and just do word puzzles. I mean, at some point, at some level, engage as best you can. I tell my mom, she's 73, she got diabetes, she's obese. And every time I was with her over the summer, and every time I talk to her on the phone, I pretty much tell her, just try to stay active as you can. Keep your blood flowing. Why? Because that's all part of a passion. Okay? When your blood's flowing, every time I talk to my mom and she doesn't get up and go for a walk, or like just, she can't really walk, but go around her house and stuff, she gets depressed. Depression is the opposite of passion. And passion doesn't come unless you move. Physically, mentally, you gotta get juiced up. Okay? Coconuts. When the market goes up, I get hard. Hey guys, same thing with me. When I see a new member, when I see a new super chat, when I do good on trades, when I get a direct deposit from work, guys, I bust a load right in my sock. Okay. However, I block super chatters. However, I blocked my father. I blocked Evan Herons. However, I've not just done jobs solely for money. I've balanced the equation. So there's nothing wrong with money. When I was young and I was working constructions, I felt guilty for having money and some of my friends didn't. And so I tried to alleviate that guilt through helping getting other people jobs and giving some of my money away. And then I realized I would get people jobs and they wouldn't follow through, they wouldn't show up, and I would give my money away and it wouldn't make a difference. And then I remember I did read a scripture that, look, wealth is not meant to be a guilt trip. Now look, if you use wealth, because guys, I've had someone try to stab me who's poor. So you can be poor and of corrupt character. You can be rich and of corrupt character. So just because you're poor doesn't mean you're a good person, doesn't mean the world turns back on you. And if you're not working, your dreams aren't working. And just because you're middle class doesn't mean you're entitled. And just because you're wealthy doesn't mean you're evil. There's a balance. Measure people by the content of their character. And guys, I've met people all across the spectrum. There's good and bad everywhere. But what I could tell you is this. There is nothing wrong with earning an income. There's nothing wrong with inheriting. And there's nothing wrong with being on government assistance. The only thing that's wrong is if you aren't doing the best you can to improve your life at whatever level, that you're not being humble enough to realize that life can go any way. We work hard, but we also receive the grace of God. And that, yes, if you have opportunity, whether it's giving your friend a job or whatever, and they're willing to work, great. But I even caution you on getting friends a job at a certain point, because what you're going to find out is most people are not going to show up. And you're going to fuck up your reputation. And when you do give money, and I've given money, I gave money to charities, I've given money to poor people on the street. You give money with no expectation. And if you don't want to give it like that, don't give it. I'll never give to March for Dimes. And guys, I don't understand it. We got the vaccine for the coronavirus in 8 months, and we still don't have a vaccine for any type of major. Well, we got vaccines. I got vaccines when I was young. But all the fundraising for cancer and all this shit, why doesn't the Federal Reserve just print money and say it's a national emergency? If the Federal Reserve really cared, well, guys, why am I even screaming that? Because there's people still smoking cigarettes, drinking Chipotle. So, look, guys, but I'm just trying to say, if we really, there's no reason why the Federal Reserve couldn't just print money and say, we're going to attack cancer. Or we're going to, but you guys, you can't cure a human. See, some of you people don't realize that no matter what, we're all going to die. There's no vaccine for life, for a human. So, look, guys, some of you guys are 85 and you're trying to figure out how you can get 20 knee replacements and still be on the beat. Not going to happen. You're done. Guys, I'm done. Every day I'm getting older. So look, it is what it is. Okay. But what I tell you is this. Sometimes you're better off holding on to your money, tipping a stripper, tipping your DoorDasher, but let the Federal Reserve help the disabled. Let the Federal Reserve, the same way they back the stock market, back universal health care, universal basic income, and cures of cancer. Why? Because why would Wall Street go to the Federal Reserve if they weren't the answer? So if Wall Street goes there, why shouldn't poor people go there? The Federal Reserve is the answer. You say we're running up debt. Guys, you got no idea how much debt we're in. It's what they tell you we're in. How do you know they couldn't print 20 more trillion and you not know it? No one knows that, guys. You know there's such thing as top secret, right? You know, guys, no one really knows. This is a figure out there to keep people wild. So what I can tell you is there's nothing wrong with rooting for the stock market. There's nothing wrong with having money. And there's nothing wrong with being poor. But there is something wrong with not trying to improve whatever circumstance you're in, whatever way you can. And sometimes that's just waking up early, managing your time, and being productive. Because I'll tell you this, whether you're rich, poor, or middle class, if you wake up late, if you don't do shit, whether you're rich or poor, you ain't shit. Why? Because you're wasting your life. Now, you may still go to heaven. If there's a heaven, I don't even know at this point. I hope there is. But guys, I mean, my philosophy on heaven and hell and all that shit is I got away from that because you're not going to know until it's the end. And so I tried to find like a Bible-based church that was just preaching basic. I wanted to know basic stuff that help you in everyday life. And I got some of it. Some stuff I got was too religious. And I researched on my own. And that's why I always recommend the book of Proverbs, which is not really a religious book. It's more or less basic principles. Because, guys, for me, I got to a point where it wasn't just about, like, heaven or hell. It was about how do I make my life better? You know, and when I started watching Dave Ramsey, it was how do I make my financial life better? How do I pay down debt? How do I get in control? Because I remember driving on the Parkway in New Jersey, and I was like in my late 20s. I said, damn, I'm working all this overtime, and I got nothing to show for it. Where's all my money going? Because I was getting in trouble with my money, but I was working hard. And I turned on AM radio, and there was Dave Ramsey broadcasting live from Destitute, Tennessee. I said, what is he talking about? He was talking about getting a budget together so you can find out where your money's going. He was talking about doing things in a certain order. Keep it simple. Baby step 1, 2, 3. And as I begin to listen, I say, you know what? I'm going to do some of this. I didn't do all of it in the order he said, but I did most of it in the basic principle. And it helped me. Helped me stay out of trouble with my finances. I know people in their 40s making 6 figures and they're dead broke. Okay. So, when you look at your life, like I always say, the biggest thing that gets you in trouble is just not doing anything. Sleeping too late. Not having a focus, not breaking down your steps, not breaking down your goals and steps. If you want to get to Florida, you do steps. You liquidate your house first. You make sure you get a job transfer, or you have your finances in order second. You visit third. You don't commit to another property until you lived or been around Florida for a couple of years. And you build good habits. There's been a lot of fat people I knew. They came to Florida and they thought Florida was going to put them in shape. Guys, Florida ain't going to make you get in shape. It is going to make you be more outdoors. But there's fat people living in Florida, and not that many. I don't think there's as many as up north. But you take your habits wherever you go. Your habits are the key. Your time management, your daily routine keeps you out of trouble. Your daily routine, whether you're destitute or whether you're extremely wealthy, that keeps you out of trouble. Whether it's, or if it's a bad routine, going to get you in trouble. Again, I know a guy who'll probably broadcast live tonight from an alley in Hotel 6 trying to get free Wi-Fi. You're going to get his ass in trouble. You're going to get his ass in trouble. Because you can only hang around bad areas at bad times for so long. Playing the odds. You know, you're day trading from 9:30 a.m. Eastern to 10 o'clock, and that's why you're losing money. You got to wait till 9:50 a.m. Eastern Standard Time before trading trends are patternized for the average person. And never trade if you don't have your savings account, you're not paid off debt, and you have separate accounts. But guys and girls, I hope my videos help you in some way. Journey with Joy and welcome, brother, and thank you. A long-time supporter, brother. I appreciate you. Tony Guerrero from Canada. Tony Gilbert from Maryland. Cameron, ESP, Kathy, and Coconuts. When in doubt, show up. Why? Because, look, there's something to be said for reliability. Even if it's not magical, there's something magical about showing up. And people spy on you. People laugh at you. People may even plot on you. But all you can do is show up. Why? You can't control everything in the world. The prayer of serenity, the prayer of sanity, is focused on what you can control, not what you can't control. Coconuts, did you ever consider getting a little camper to hitch to the back of your car? Yes, I have. And that's still a possibility too. Good comment. My Jeep Renegade has a 2,000-pound towing capacity, so you only want to tow no more than 80% of that, which would be approximately 1,600 pounds. So there's only a few campers. I would not buy a micro camper that I couldn't stand up in. I would get air conditioning, but I want a self-contained camper that has a bathroom, kitchen, and sleeping quarters. Why? Because if I get sick or hurt, I want to be able to stay in that camper. So there's only a few campers that fit that needs. Number one is the Great Escape Aligner. And there's, again, with the coronavirus, not too many inventory. The Falcon F14, no inventory. I could get a liner, but it has no bathroom. But I haven't found one that fits the criteria of financially responsible and passionate and available. And I'm not sure if I want to go that route because I still have to solve the problem of where you're going to park. Now, I can go to campgrounds. The 1,000 trails are not in the areas I like, mainly in Florida. So, I don't know if the travel trailer is an option, though. It is. I would see myself getting a travel trailer and just paying for campgrounds rather than getting a Class B. I will not get a Class B until I'm later because that gets me away from my goal of financial independence. And I lose too much flexibility. Gotta be able to DoorDash until I have full financial independence. And that's how I feel. And then I said to myself, look, those travel trailers are going to be 10 to 20,000. Do I want to put that into a travel trailer or do I want to put that into a home base? Now, if I get a home base with a travel trailer on it, I missed out. Look, guys, I almost put an offer in. Well, I did put an offer in, but it was too late. There was a home base last week. I was going to buy it. But I waited I waited about a week. I waited 3 extra days. I always going to wait 48, 72 hours. There was a home base last week, had a travel trailer on it, anchored to the concrete. The lot wasn't as nice as I would have wanted, but it was in a nice area. And I don't know, man. I found out the other day that I called the lady I went to put an offer in. She goes, we just sold it 2 days ago. And that's been like the 3rd or 4th time that that's happened to me. And it's very discouraging because it takes me a long time to get there mentally. And in one sense, I said, well, it's a relief because I don't have a commitment. In another sense, it's a major disappointment because I'm kind of ready to settle a little bit. Now, again, it's the end of hurricane season, the beginning of beautiful season. I know when hurricane season comes, I'm going to want flexibility and not too much entanglement. But I know that my home is Florida. I know that. And I know the parts of Florida I like. And I know I want to add more comfort, but it has to align with financially responsible for my goals so I keep my freedom and somewhat passionate about. And that's a tough thing to find. It's not easy, especially in a good economy. Coconuts. Do the police kick the nomads out of Palm Beach? Probably. I don't know anyone stealth-camping in Palm Beach. There's a heavy police presence there. I wouldn't even attempt it. I'm sure you could probably get away with it for a couple nights if you just had a regular car. Van, I don't know. But I'm not in the nomad life because I want to get in trouble. I want to fly under the radar. I know areas that, are acceptable. And if they weren't, I would move. Or if they become unacceptable, I'll move. I To me, that would be looking for trouble. It'd be getting into trouble. One is even no matter what area, I always avoid parking in any residential area. And Palm Beach is mainly all residential. There's some commercial, but no campgrounds. There's no Planet Fitness on Palm Beach. Guys, Palm Beach is a whole nother monster. And I'm not even going to say I would want to live on Palm Beach because it's got a certain arrogant vibe. But I definitely would live by there in some extent. Because I don't even know. I mean, it's a different culture. Like, you don't wake up and go to Starbucks at Palm Beach. You wake up and your maid she grounds the coffee. Okay? You know what I mean? Like, she's the person, she's the person, you got your own Starbucks in your house. Like, not just like the Keurig machine with a Starbucks K-cup. You got like your own baristas. They got their like industrialized coffee machines. They're pressing shit. Like, that's what Palm Beach is not. You don't have a Keurig and you live in Palm Beach. Okay. Now I'm saying that, but it's a whole nother way to live. And you'd have to adapt to that way of living in order to enjoy the lifestyle. Because right now my lifestyle is I wake up, I go to Starbucks, I go Planet Fitness, I go to the beach, I go to this, I go to that. If I lived on Palm Beach, I'd be in my compound. I'd be walking around in my robe with the sausage out. I'll be having people get me shit. Do I want to live that life? I don't know if I want to live that life. Too much entanglement. But it's just a different vibe, But that's the beautiful part about America is, however you want to live, Everyone wants to live a little bit different, but you got to seek it. Okay. Nothing in life is going to accidentally happen. Pursuit of happiness. And look, don't start playing the game of this person has it better, they have it worse. As an individual, all you can do is focus on what you got. Try to play your cards as best you can in an honest, legit way. You try to help people as best you can, but I'm trying to tell you from experience too. Try to help people, but some people you're going to try to help, they ain't going to help themselves. Nothing you can do. So you got to focus a lot of energy on self-care. Because self-care is the foundation to your life. Whether you're rich, poor, middle class, doesn't matter. You got to have self-care. And like I say, if you don't have that, you don't have shit. You got the Tyson fight, but I'm trying to tell you, a lot of people are going to be disappointed in my opinion. We'll see what happens. But when the event of, guys, I know about the Tyson fight because I see it come up on my YouTube thing, but there's some people, they're living just for this Tyson fight. I'm not living for this fight. I'm not even going to watch it. I'll watch the replay probably. I'm not going to pay for it. But I was once like that. Like, I would live for a sports event, watch a game on TV. I would live for this. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's a season for everything. But now I live for my goals. And I think that's where a passion comes from. And maybe I'm fortunate to find it. But I would say I also put in a lot of effort to try to figure this out. Why? Not because I'm a goal maniac. Because I wouldn't even consider myself like an Elon Musk goal guy. I'm just a guy who woke up in his middle age and said, look, I want to get my health together because I don't want to suffer more. I want to keep my mental health as good as possible because I realize how hard life can be, especially as you get older. I don't want to deal with any more toxic people because it could drag too much with that. I don't want to be so scared of a layoff that I'm staying in New Jersey and I got to go get another job I hate in an area I hate. And I got to start making some executive decisions. And if you're totally lost, just focus on this. Stay out of trouble, stay productive, and you'll figure it out. And that's the message tonight. Thank you, everyone. Peace.